Welcome to episode 2 of building a Factory 5 Cobra. Right behind you there is the donor car, which will be revealed in this episode. Like the teaser there? I'm teasing. I'm not teasing. It will be revealed. So today we're going to go over building a body buck. I unfortunately was doing some time lapse of building the buck, and turns out I wasn't. The button that I pressed didn't get pressed. So anyway, you'll get to see the materials, and then I'll walk you through the finished product. Essentially, you kind of get robbed of the process. But then I did forget to mention last time, after I did the inventory, I was missing 4 pieces, 2 front quick jacks and a couple little spacers. Seems like one other thing, very small things. You know, a lot of things come in baggies, and it's just a lot. So not a big deal. I jumped on online, sent them a quick email with the list of what I needed, and they submitted it to their whoever they submit it to, and I expect to receive those items in the mail. Yeah, I'll let you know how long it took. So another thing that I did that I have not shown you is the side pipes. I ordered in bare metal. So you can order them already coated. You can order them, I guess it's a chrome or something. I'm doing this, I'm saying on a budget. Everybody has a budget, just depends on what size your budget is. I'm doing it on a smaller budget. Kind of trying to stay true to the whole, donor car kit, as inexpensive as a Cobra that you can get. Not totally. I'm splurging on a couple things that are important to me. The side pipes, however, I am Cerakoting. So I brought those to, I brought the bare metal side pipes to get media blasted in preparation for that, and dropped off a couple of parts to get coated, whatever. My brain isn't working today. Anyway, coated with paint, powder coating. There you go. See, I knew I'd get there. I'm doing that ahead of time because I've learned over the years of doing projects that as many things as you can get in the pipeline that other people need to do for you, when you get to it, it will already be done. You're not waiting on anybody and that kind of thing. So I'm not ready for the side pipes. I'm not ready for the powder coated pieces, but I need to be sending things like that out right away. So what else? Yeah, so when I get the pipes back, I'll be Cerakoting them. We'll go through the process of that. It'll be my first time to do it. First times, they're special. Okay, moving on. Let's get into this before this gets too awkward for both of us. The next thing we're going to do is the sheet metal on the chassis. It comes with some on there, and I didn't follow my own advice. My own advice is, hey, when I get to it in the process, then I'll do it. Well, I got excited and started removing some of the sheet metal pieces off of the frame, and shouldn't have done that, because I then read the book and discovered something. So we'll go through that in a minute. But for now, enjoy this little interlude, and then we'll get to the project, the work. Well, I just got back from the Home Depot. What we have here is about $75 worth of lumber. Man, prices have gone up. It's like, I don't think I've bought 3/4 inch plywood. This is just sheeting plywood, and it's like $45 a sheet. So I'm not gonna, dive into I remember when 2x4s were 88 cents a piece, because that'll make me sound old, and well, I'm not. So my dad probably remembers that, or his dad. I don't know. But we're going to use all of this to build the body buck for the Cobra body. Walk around with me here. I'll show you what I got. I might have bought one too many 2x4s. We'll find out. But in the book here, they've given you, dimensions, front, rear, how they made it. They say these humps here are not, they don't have to be exact. And then on this page, it basically is showing you, if you have a 4x8 sheet of plywood, what the measurements are. You can cut both pieces out of one sheet, which is handy. So, we're gonna, loosely follow this. Where this only shows the cross pieces here, I am also going to add on the bottom, because I have some casters that I'm going to add so I can roll it around. Other than that, I'm not really making any alterations. So we'll get started. Well, I got it built. It's not exactly as they say. I still have to flip it over. I did add these two 2x4s. I didn't even cut them down. These are full 8 foot, according to their measurements anyway. And then I had these on the shelf, so I just put some casters on it so I can roll it around. We'll see if it even works. But the other thing was, I guessed on the radius, on the front and rear, the directions are good, and they kind of give you a radius to work with, but I didn't have anything measured with. So let's flip this over and see if it works. Take the body off and put it on that. Hopefully my radiuses are okay. We have to take it off, and that's what we'll all right. It's lunchtime. Now that the body's off of the frame, like I said before, I had started taking off some sheets from this side, and shouldn't have done that, because in the directions, which I read afterwards, because that's the order you do things in, you're supposed to trace the back side. You're supposed to take a marker and mark where all the braces are behind them, so that you can know where to drill for the pop rivets whenever you have the piece off. So, like this is overlapping this, so I'd take this off, trace behind it, put it back on, take this off, and then traced behind this one. The hinges here, actually I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those. Probably just leave them there for now, because it doesn't matter. Anyway, let me do some fast forward work. Got all the sheet metal off now, and you can see where it's turned up, how I've traced out where the rivets are going to go, and I've saved all of these because as we put the panels back on, we'll fasten them with that, and these will be pre-drilled, and then we'll just drill the holes in and pop rivet them in. So I'm just kind of spread out here now. At this point in the directions, they have me putting on these, I'm calling them F panels because they're kind of in the shape of an F. And then they want me to start assembling the front suspension. Well, I haven't gotten it off the car yet. So I guess now is the time to introduce the donor car, and so we can start taking it apart. Well, here he is. The 1994 Ford Mustang GT. I picked it for a good reason, I think. It's complete. It has low miles. When I bought it, it had 77,000 miles on it. Now has a little over 80. And its engine was rebuilt. Let's just go in, take a look at the car, and I'll show you why it's good. Now you might be looking at this car and saying to yourself, Eric, why would you tear apart a beautiful Mustang that is all together? There are plenty of salvage cars out there, plenty of parts you can get. Well, I don't want you to feel bad, so let me bring you in here. You can probably see that little scratch in the shape of a V there. Well, it's totaled. It's got a scratch. So it's basically salvaged. Clean title, it's basically a salvage car. So now that we have that out of the way, the guy I bought it from, 70-year-old man, couldn't get in and out of it anymore. He had owned it for a couple of years, and in that time, I think he bought it with like 70,000 miles on it. In that time, he brought it to a speed shop where he had them basically do everything that anybody who's wanted or had a 5.0 Mustang either has done or would want to do to the engine, bolt-on wise. Heads, cam, headers, intake, exhaust, the list goes on. Yeah, okay. I know this looks like a really, really nice leather interior. Let's get the key out of there. Really good shape. Again, why would you tear this car apart? But look at this. It's got like some really bad fire damage. You see that? Really bad. Cigarette burn. I mean, it's basically a total loss on the inside. So anyway, he put a Hearst style shifter on it. You can see it has 81,000 miles on it today. I bought it with 77,000 miles on it. So I've put a few on it. Took a road trip from Memphis to Texas, and well, where on earth? There it is. Okay, I don't know how to do this. Look at this. Not that you can really tell anything. But you see, it's got BBK headers. It's got BBK 70 millimeter throttle body. Well, cold air intake. I don't know how cold that is, but it's been upgraded on. Lots of upgrades. So a lot of the upgrades are on the inside where you can't see them, but you can't really see the heads. But it has heads on it, and they're aftermarket. So yeah, it's basically a salvage car. Scratch, burned interior, but this is amazing. So this engine basically has about 5,000 miles on it. It's got the T5 transmission. It's got new wheels. Got good tires. I don't know, you know. I think it's going to make the perfect donor car. I've named him Mr. F, or her, you know, just depending. And if you really want to know why, whoops, sorry about the hand. I have like super mad skills videoing, like, you know, I'm super great at it. So you'll notice that. And, you know, if you want to let me know how much you appreciate my camera skills, go ahead and do that. That's good, you know. Not that I need it, because I already know. So anyway, I don't know why his name is Mr. F. It just is. Why is your name what your name is? You didn't name yourself. I'm sure there's no good reason for it, just like this car. So, this is going to be fun. Super fun. So I'm getting ready to tear the car apart. The assembly manual that came with the Factory 5 Cobra is super helpful in that it details some of the disassembly if you have a donor vehicle, which covers some of this car. So if you're maybe not sure, I mean, there's plenty of resources with YouTube and Chilton's. You know, you might not know what a Chilton's is. Hanes? No, that's underwear, but it's also a manual. Anyway, look it up online, Google it. There's plenty of resources for taking things apart, but the good thing about the assembly manual is it's also a disassembly manual. It tells you what you need and when you'll need it. So With that, I think we're gonna dive into the first thing on taking something off the car. It's past a point of no return, you know. You can't put it back together. So if it's too much for you, just turn it off. Okay, the next thing they say to do here is install the upper and lower control arms. Now the upper control arm, I noticed in box 1 or whatever, they provide that. I imagine because the whatever, measurements, you know, technical mumbo jumbo, it's what it needs. The stock upper control arm probably would not work, especially since they're using different springs and coilovers, I think. So that means I gotta start taking Mr. F apart. So I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but the parts that are on the car, I need on the chassis, the frame. The only way I know how to do that is to take them off of this and to put them onto that. So I'll just take them off. If we need to clean them up, you know, refurbish them, whatever, and then go to it. All right, first bolt removed, nut, fastener removed. So it begins. Man, this car looks so clean. So, I took the front wheel off, and then I realized, hey, I need to disconnect the brake lines, and I'm going to have a mess here. So let me disassemble the brake master cylinder, suck all the juice out, disconnect that, and when I got into that process, I realized that I have to disconnect the push rod from the brake pedal. In order to do that, I need to be on my back under the dash, and since I am 70 feet tall, I can't do it. My back doesn't bend that way. So now I'm taking the seat out so I can lay flat on the floor to take the pin out, to remove the master cylinder, to start working on the front suspension again. It's going to be fine. Yeah. Also, the bolts, the slider on the seat just stopped working. Again, this is basically a totaled vehicle. It stopped working. So I can't slide it back and forth anymore. Not that it matters, because even slid all the way forward, I can't get at the bolts. Well, I can't get at the bolts with a power tool. I can get at it with an open-end wrench, which, you know, that's going to take a long time to get 4 bolts out with an open-end wrench when you only have about, I don't know, 20 degrees of turn each time. So I'm going to get to work on that, and I'll let you know how it goes. It's going to go fine, but I'll let you know. was a little bit of a struggle, but we got her out. So the master cylinder is out. You can see down here the lines. The directions say to cut the lines. Since I'm not dealing with rusty or nasty stuff, I'll just undo the lines. So the distribution block, I didn't disassemble that. That will be reused. The booster won't be used in the car because it's such a light car. It doesn't really need a booster. So just the master cylinder and junction block will be used. I think we'll call it quits for today. We didn't quite get the suspension off because of all the other shenanigans, but next time we'll dive into taking the front suspension off. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on it. There's plenty of resources for that, but we'll do that and then see where the directions take us from there. So congratulations if you've stuck it out this far. You still have time to not watch anymore. So I'm just letting you know. I'm stuck here. This is what I'm doing, but you might have better things to do. So think about it.